everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are y'all doing? Yo, let your friends know we're here. Let your friends know we're here. Yes, I have my wine. Yes, I have my wine here, babies. I'm drinking a nice, well, okay, listen to me. Now, this is the secret. I have a Kirkland Malbec that I'm drinking tonight. So if you all have any Costco's or anything close by you, um, don't sleep on the Kirkland brand of wine and other spirits. Anyway, how is everyone doing? Are y'all ready for this evening? I'm gonna actually start putting. I'm gonna put the invite in. Copy to clipboard. I'm gonna put the invite in to join the chat this evening. You can join the chat with that StreamYard link. You can join the chat with the StreamYard link. So I'm glad y'all have been ready for this. Let everybody know we're here. I'm going to start putting some of these comments up. His energy is toxic, his imagination is elementary. Oh my God. I'm gonna tell you something. My good girly Secret Tarot told me I should have tagged him in this live. I probably will tag him in the replay. Yes, it'll be wonderful when Black people connect to the earth. Be bent. He tells women they will die alone. Why won't someone remind him that women outnumber men tremendously? There's no way every woman will be in a monogamous relationship. Well, that is a true statement as well. Hello, hello. Oh, okay, I do have my name there. So I'm putting here is the link here if you wish to join the chat. Now, the reason why I began to have this, I wanted to have this conversation with you all is because it has come to my attention. I really wasn't giving Mr. Samuels the time of day, per se. Like, I knew he was out there. And so, for those of you that may not know about whom we're talking about this evening and after dark, Mr. Kevin Samuels has a YouTube channel. And Mr. Kevin Samuels, he's been on YouTube for quite some time. But recently, I'd say within the last 6 to 8 months, he has been talking about getting a high value man and what it takes for a woman, specifically for Black women. We'll just put that out there. We can all have this conversation, but I want it known he's specifically speaking to Black women about how we can get a high value man. And what I have, and I've watched more than one of his lives. I've watched more than one of his videos. So it's not like I am making this, I'm not making these statements or purporting or putting this out here just because I just happen to watch a clip or two. His, from what I can tell, his definition of a high value man is, or what he's saying our definition of a high value man is one that makes a certain amount of money, that has a certain status in the world, that can take care of us, can pay our bills, can do all of these things. And so this is we don't want a man that can't do this, that, and the other. So, but and he's an engineer. The man is educated, okay? Um, he dresses well. It seems like he, seems to have a nice apartment or home. Um, However, my problem with this is he tells women will call in, and I'm not sure why they do. Women call in and they say, Kevin, they start talking or they come on the live. And if they, are a little fluffy, he'll say, you're too overweight, you'll never get a man. If they have kids already and they're a single mother, oh, nope, you'll never get a high value man. Or basically, he's like, women that want a high value man, they Women say they want this, but they don't cook, they don't clean, they don't put out, they don't all these things, and they don't take care of their men. They don't submit. We got black women. We got too much mouth. All of these things. Now I'm gonna tell you something. This is my feeling on the situation. The energy that he is putting out here, and he has a lot of men that agree with him, and then a lot of women that continue to want to have this argument with him. I'm not gonna have the argument with you. What my problem is that the energy you're putting out and telling women if they're too dark skinned, if they have kids already, if they are overweight, if they are this, if they are that, if they are the other, that then they don't deserve a quote unquote high value man. That they don't deserve a man that's making a certain amount of money and doing a certain amount of things. Don't tell women they're going to die alone. Don't tell women that they're not going to ever find love or have a relationship. Don't sit here and denigrate a woman because she has children. Don't sit here and denigrate a woman because she's darker skinned. Don't sit here and denigrate a woman because she is not a Barbie. Don't sit here and denigrate a woman because of non education or anything of that nature. First of all, because you're not honoring femininity at all when you do so. Also, if you are defining yourself as being a high value man or a low value man by your bank account, by your education, by what you have or what you do not have, as far as materialistic things, you are only then valuing yourself because of the material things that you have and can provide. What about your character? Because I have heard him on numerous occasions say that if you're in a relationship with a high value man, or some occasions, I won't say numerous, on some occasions say, well, that high value man, you should not expect for that high value man to be monogamous to you, that they should be able to do whatever they do, whatever they want to do. Hang on one second, y'all. I'm very sorry, okay? Because we were going to have my girlfriend come on. Oh, um, she's not going to be able to, um, because of these things. Okay, so this is the value he's placing on himself, and then the only value he's placing on a woman is if he's their maid, right? Their maid, their whore, in-house call girl, because you're putting out, right? This is all you have to offer. You're my servant, you're my slave, for better lack of a better word. That is toxic. That is toxic. So I'm not that there we can all agree that that's some toxic energy that's being put out. But can I also have a little bit of a conversation amongst the girls here? Just a little bit of a conversation amongst the girls. Ladies, oh, very narcissistic, quite narcissistic. And it's very clear to me that he, has had some sort of injury. I mean, I don't know anything about how he was raised or how many women may or may not have heard him in the past or anything like that. I don't know that for a fact. I can just tell you with that type of energy, there has to be something that has happened that he hasn't dealt with yet. But I want to also talk about this because I think girls, ladies, women, we need to have a tad bit of a discussion. I'm gonna pull our coattails just a little bit too. Because there's some of us out here, and I'm not saying there's anybody here in this room right here, but there's some of us here that have actually allowed this kind of behavior to blossom and to take hold. Ladies, we have to also stop looking for someone else to be our Prince Charming and completely our provider. Now, I'm not saying anybody here does that, but I think we as the awakened women can begin to heal the divine feminine as well. And then we also begin to heal the divine masculine. Because let's all be real. Now, those of us that may remember in the 90s the song Bills, Bills, Bills. In the 80s, wasn't the late 80s, I don't want no scrub. Hmm. There was a house music song. Some of y'all that grew up and came up through that house music era don't want no short bleep man. Don't want no short man, right? Don't want no short man. We put certain things out here. There's all sorts of. If we want to start talking about some of the songs that we sing, and I'm sure there's country songs like this. I'm sure there's other pop songs. If I really start thinking about it a little bit, that there are like this, where we put this out here that we want a man that could do all these things for us. Well, if he can't get my hair done, and he can't get my nails did, if he ain't doing this, and if he ain't paying these bills, if he ain't laying it down. Now we can talk about laying it down too in a few minutes, because let me take. Mm, but I'm gonna talk about that toxic. That's why I'm gonna talk about toxic femininity and toxic masculinity. When we have toxic femininity and we have toxic masculinity, we end up with the Kevin Samuels. So can we talk about the toxic femininity first? Because let's be real. The reason why I'm a self-made as far as monetary woman, some people will call me high maintenance. I like my hair. I like my nails. I like things a certain way. I like my massages. I like there's certain things I like. But I maintain myself. And I don't maintain myself for a man. I maintain myself for me because this is what I like. I do not have the expectation that this man is going to take care of all of these things for me. If he would like to do and chip in every now and again, that's great, baby. Thank you. Thank you for the gift. But that's not a requirement. We ourselves have to, not us here. That's none of us here. I know that ain't none of us here. So we as awakened women need to help the next generation and need to help some of ourselves that are in our generation rethink what we value in a man and rethink what we are going to allow men to dictate to us as far as our body, as far as what makes us a quote unquote high value woman. We have to rethink this and we have to realign ourselves. And we got to look at ourselves and say, well, do I value myself? Because I'm going to tell you something. Any woman that's going to subject herself to, well, I got to have droop here and droop here, and I got to have all this sucked out, and I can't have no kids, or I got to do this, that, and the third in order to make myself look and feel and present a certain way so that I can get a man. You do not love yourself. You don't love yourself. I'm just going to tell you. You might want to say it with your lips all day, every day, twice on Sunday. But if you don't take care of you just for you, and you are trying to change your appearance, the way you speak, this, that, and the third, just so that you can get a man. That's not going to work. You don't love yourself. You can look at this is the reason why the Kevin Samuels of the world are so, first of all, it's controversial. It's controversial. So let's just be real. He's doing a massive troll, and his whole thing has, his platform has blown up because he trolls. So if y'all want to keep letting him troll you and upset your nerves, that's your business. I, for one, I'm gonna talk about this and I'm gonna leave it alone. But at any rate, these are the things that we do, right? We have this very ugly relationship, and I'm going to say, especially in the Black community, I'm not going to speak on other communities, I have to speak on my community. But we have a very ugly relationship scenario and cycle in our community. On the one hand, we as women, especially as educated women as well, we have been told that we must carry the torch and we must continue the bloodline. And in order to be valued, we look at the rap videos and the R&B videos and the love and hip hops and all of these things, and we see these women with the Fendis and the Gucci's and the this and all of this stuff and the lipo and the boobs and the butt, and all of a sudden, this is what this ideal person should be. We've allowed that to happen, and we've allowed that to permeate, and we've allowed society at large to divide us as a family unit, as a feminine, masculine energy unit. I am not necessarily speaking gender, I am speaking energies. We've allowed that to be divided and disjointed and demolished because we've allowed society to pit, now I will talk, man against woman. We've allowed society, I'm going to really talk about it tonight, so some of y'all might not like it, some of y'all might, I really don't care. But we've allowed society, let's look at some other things. Some other things that I have heard, and I've heard that were stated and that I confirm, that there is this narrative that has come out on his channel that it is the Black woman's fault for the demise of the Black family because we've chose welfare checks over fathers. Nothing could be further from the truth. We need to look at the reality of how the system is set up and that we're operating in this system. The system is set up so that if you have the father in the household, then your amount of monies is reduced and your amount of assistance is reduced. We've allowed a society where there's certain, incarceration rates and separation rates and death rates and things because of socioeconomic issues to happen so that our families are now, right, is more prevalent. Before welfare, we had two-parent households. Before the 60s, in the late 60s, we had the proliferation, it was mainly two-parent households. It was a whole different situation. And per capita earning in today's dollars was higher. But we've allowed society to tell us that our men must have a certain amount of money, be paying all the bills in order for them to be worthwhile. And we've allowed society to tell us it's our responsibility to continue the race, the purity, if you will, of the race. So we're just supposed to accept anything and he gets to go do whatever he wants, and we have to look the way he wants us to look. As if you're a woman that doesn't have this, that, and the third, well, you ain't taking care of yourself. You clearly ain't taking care of yourself. Baby, who do you think birthed you? Just because some women aren't into all this stuff like I am. This is perfectly fine. But you have to love yourself enough to value yourself before you can find a high value anything. And I'm going to tell you, a high value man does not mean his bank account is high in value. It does not require a whole lot of zeros. I want your character. I want your integrity. I want your word to be your bond. I want you to respect and love me just as I will respect and love you. This is the man that it needs to be in my life. And I value myself enough. I'm gonna say now, because if I'm honest with you, let me see, y'all know I always keep it a buck. I always keep it a buck. Hang on one second. This thing more clear. There we go. It wasn't that I valued that before in myself. I haven't always been like this. I've always felt I had to have a man before. I felt I had to have a man. We also allow the toxic masculinity and our own toxic femininity to tell us we have to have sex early in the relationship. We also value a man's how well a man does or does not have sex. And it now I'm not saying it's not an important thing, but men value their sexual prowess. Now, that's because men, all right, I get it. That's the testosterone, that's that masculinity. However, if that's what you're basing it on, how often you have sex, how well you can have sex, oh, she ain't giving it up enough, and she ain't doing this enough, and she ain't doing that enough. I get to have 4 or 5 other women. I pay the cost to be the boss. So I could go have 4 or 5 other outside women, but you better not have no other outside man. Don't do that. Don't you do that. Because I pay all the bills here. See, this is an unequal situation. There's not an equal energetic exchange. There's not enough value in the energetic exchange between masculine and feminine, and the union and the beautiful thing that can be created. So we have men like this out here that are saying, well, you need to submit, you need to keep your mouth shut, you need to do this, you need to just sit there and look pretty, you better cook my meals, you better be barefoot. Please don't get pregnant too soon because then your body gonna be out of whack. Toxic. How you gonna let a man tell you that, sis? How? And brothers, why is you listening to that? You really think that you jumping out here talking as Kevin Samuels garbage is gonna get you a woman? No, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Because you come to my doorstep saying some monkey mess like that. I'm not 25 anymore. When I was 25, I would have been like, oh, okay, let me do this for you, and let me do that for you, and let me do what I need to do to keep my man. If you gotta do what you gotta do to keep your man ain't your man. Okay? So you come to my doorstep talking that yin yang, and you gonna get turned right around. Bye. Don't you let nobody tell you that kind of crap. Don't you let this narcissistic fool put in your head, I'm gonna die alone. I'm never gonna get a man that's worth anything. All I can hope for is a man that's going to not be faithful. We're gonna always be arguing, struggling, fussing, fighting, whatever the case is. He gonna sit on the couch and play PlayStation all day long or Xbox. I can't expect to get a man. That's a high value one. Don't you let nobody tell you that. Don't you let nobody tear down your self-esteem. I had low self-esteem because I felt my only value was the fact that I could cook, that I could clean, that I was intelligent, and what was between my legs. Now I'm gonna tell you the true story. You know I always keep it a buck. This was 25-year-old Lisa. This was 30-year-old Lisa. This was 35-year-old Lisa. To be honest with you, if I'm gonna be real with you, I placed a higher value on my sex and my sexuality than I did on my heart, than I did on my love, than I did on my energy, than I did on all the other things that I have to give in a relationship. It was not a relationship. All that it was pay to play. That's what it was. Can we just be real for a second? It was pay to play. That's all I was. I felt a man was not going to want to be with me unless he could have good sex. And let me tell you something else. This is honest to goodness, and I don't know if this is gonna get monetized or not, but I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. Yeah. The honest to God truth. I used to tell men, I used to tell them all the time, if you cheat, it's never gonna be because of sex. Because I'm gonna make sure that in that department everything is taken care of. What kind of bull crap was that I was telling people? I didn't value myself. So here I am. At that point, yes, I did have kids. But if you're gonna take the kids out of the equation, here I am. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm going to work, you getting sex whenever you want. So therefore, I should have been able to marry a millionaire, shouldn't I? I should have been able to have a high value man, shouldn't I? Or at least a semi high value man, partially, because I was doing everything I was supposed to do. But I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, and I'm still not ending up with a high value man. Make that make sense. Make that make sense to me, please, because it don't make no sense. But if you listen to Mr. Kevin Samuels, these are the things that you must do. And then if you don't fall into any of that category, then he rates you a 4. And people let them, first of all, if I see one more woman, call in now. Don't call into that man's show. I don't know who needs to hear this, but please don't call into that man's show. Matter of fact, don't listen to that man. Don't watch him no more. Because he's tearing down your self-esteem. And we do a good enough job of that in and of ourselves. So let's be real about a few things here. If we're going to talk about the fact that we value our sexual us giving it up, we value that. And we think that's going to keep a man. It's not. And all you're doing is inviting more toxicity into your life. You are injuring yourself every time you lay down with a man that you do not have an honest, goodness, love relationship with. And every time you lay down with that man with only the intention of attempting to keep him, or because you feel some obligation in order to do it, in order to keep him. No, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, sir. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to be light skinned, skinny, have them going and gotten your surgeries and all stuff, all that kind of stuff and stuff. Because at the end of the day, baby, if you don't love yourself, it don't make a difference. All this external garbage is just bad. And here this man is sowing seeds of discord, discomfort, disease, and lack of self-esteem on both sides. Now I'm gonna tell you how it's lack of self-esteem on the man's side. Because you gassing these men up, Mr. Kevin Samuels. You gassing these men up. You gassing them up. Because now they're on your show. And I'm gonna tell you, most of these men that is on your show definitely do not have the same earning power as you do. Most of these men that's out here, they're not gonna fall into that seven-figure, multiple six-figure, seven-figure, high-value man. They're not going to do it. So now you out here gassing them up like, yeah, well, I should be able, she should be able, this is what I, this is what I need, this is what I deserve. Yeah, why she don't cook clean and just put your back. You know what? I'm gonna cook it clean for you if you appreciate it. If you don't appreciate that shit, I ain't doing it for you. I'm not your mama. I'm not your maid. I'm not your whore. And I'm not your mama. I'm your partner. So he's sowing all these seeds of discourse, gassing these men up like, oh, that's right, tell her. Because the men are tired of hearing, they're tired of getting talked about, downtrodden, and all this stuff and whatnot. So they feel like black women really just have it in for them, and so they happy to hear. They're giggling and sniggling when this woman calls in, desperate to try to figure out how she gonna get a man. Well, Cameron, what do you think? What do you mean? What do I think? What does he think? Why do you care? Are you gonna let him rate you? Boy, you better move it along, girl. So you gassing these men up, and now all this toxic narcissism is rolling around even further in the black male community. But you helping things out. Now, to his credit, what I will say is this. He says, well, women, if you're a four, then you should be happy with a man that's making, 50, 60,000, 30, $40,000 a year. Because that's your lot in life. You know what, Mr. Samuels? I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to agree with that. And I will tell you why. The amount of money you bring to the table should not be the only dictating factor in whether or not I'm with you. In fact, if it, I don't need you to make as much as I do, and I don't need you to make more than me. What I need for us is for us to together build together. That's what I need. That's what I want, to build together. All of us are not going to marry millionaires. We're not. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know that I would want to. You know why? Because some men that make that much money, again, feel like they own you at that point. They feel like they can go do whatever they want to. This is toxic masculinity. Your masculinity is based on everything you see 3D. So therefore, I pay. There's a song out there. There's a blues song. I pay the cost to be the boss. That was a saying I heard that growing up. Now, I know some of y'all heard that. And some of y'all have probably said it in your lifetime. So I'm going to agree with you on that. But where I'm going to disagree with you, Mr. Samuels, is you do not have the right. You nor any man has the right to tell a woman she is less than or unworthy simply because she does not have a specific look. Because she's had children, because of her socioeconomic status. He'll talk to women like that and be, oh. And then if you're an educated woman, then he'll be like, yeah, you ain't gonna get one either, sis. You ain't gonna get one either. Because you're too educated then. Now you got too much mouth. Or now you got too much this, you got too much that. So, okay, wait a minute. So you don't want the woman that's intelligent and has something to bring to the table, so to speak. Either. Are you feeling a tad bit insecure? Is that a possibility, Mr. Samuel? So he's tearing women down, gassing men up, and creating this toxic soup where we cannot come together as a unit. No, this isn't building and rebuilding. And again, I won't speak about the Black community. This isn't rebuilding us. And if I'm speaking about strictly about divine feminine and divine masculine, no matter what the race is, this isn't helping because we're still focused way too much on everything third dimensionally. We're still focused on, I'm going to tell you, a lot of it is focused on sexuality and whether or not a woman gives it up or she doesn't, whether or not she's appeasing to his eye or this man's eye or not, or the other man's eye or not, and whether or not she'll allow him to run around and not be in a monogamous relationship. It's not healing anything. All this is doing is denigrating women and degrading us again. It's bad enough, especially as Black women, that we're kind of exotic fruit. If I were to tell you all the number of white men that have attempted to date me over the years, and one of the first questions they ask me is, "Have I ever dated a white man before?" I kid you not. I'm not. Girl, y'all, I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up. They ask me if I ever dated a white man before, and then a lot of them will say, "Well, they've never dated a Black woman." Usually they say Black girl. And then I have to correct them and tell them I'm a Black woman. There's nothing girl. These don't say girl. Um, I'm just saying. Okay. Um, usually say Black girl, and then I have to correct them and say woman. But they've never dated a Black girl before. And I'm like, okay. I'd be like, well, I'm not that. I'm not that different. We all got the same parts and pieces. Now there might be some cultural differences here and there, but why does that matter? So, but then a lot of them. Let me tell you something. A lot of them, after they make that statement, and I just be like, oh God. And then eventually, after a date or two, then what'll come out is this: they wanted to be with me to have their Black girl experience. They had a little jungle fever. Some of y'all don't know about that movie. Little jungle fever. Spike Lee. So they wanted to get their experience. And I had to start telling men, I'm not your experience. I don't want to be with you to be your experience. Mm. The comment, culture or color should not matter. I agree with you. I do have to, and we do have to take into account, though, that there are third dimensional cultural differences. It shouldn't matter. We should be able to come together. We should be able to enjoy one another. I don't know how I got on this subject, but anyway, we should be able to, so it shouldn't matter. And you're right, Malika, I'm nobody's fetish either. I'm neither your fetish nor your experience. But if I bring this back to Mr. Samuels, what this sounds to me like is, in order to get a high valued man, you have to be someone's experience. You have to be someone's fetish. You have to be someone's porn fantasy. And guess what? If that's what it takes to get a high value, quote unquote, man, I don't want them. I don't want, not according to that value. I don't want that, sir. Guess what? A black woman birthed you. You didn't just drop out the mother trucking sky. You didn't fall off that turnip truck. Maybe you did. But you didn't fall off the turnip truck. A black woman birthed you, my friend. Well, you're not my friend. A black woman birthed you, sir. And I'm pretty sure the body didn't bounce straight up back right after she had you. And I'm pretty sure that she was still a high value woman after she had you. Hmm? Hello? See all y'all men that's running around here talking about you want a woman to do this and look like that and this, that, and the other. And I'm not saying women that we should just whatever, but we also need to be okay with our bodies as they are. I don't like the fat shaming and everything. I'm not saying whatever, it is what it is. But I don't like the fat shaming. Now, some women, if you get to the point, women or men, where you're unhappy with your size or your weight, at that point, with for you, you could do you. But I'm gonna love the body I'm in, no matter what I'm in. Period. Don't sit here and shame me because of my weight and say I don't deserve love. Don't, or that I don't deserve a high value man. Because not all high value men, honestly, are in that great of shape either. Now, personally, me, Mr. Samuels, you a tad bit too thin for me, baby. I can't mess with your bones. I can't do bags of bones. I'm not saying bags of bones. I'm just saying I can't do skinny. You got to have a little something, a little something. So you ain't all that in a bag of chips, baby. You definitely ain't no 10. You might think you a 10, but you definitely ain't no 10. And let me tell you something else. Two skinny people is a kind of uncomfortable in that situation. I mean, I guess I wouldn't know. Well, I was skinny once upon a time. Two skinny people ain't gonna cut it either. Hmm, I'm just saying. Thank you. This is what see now. See y'all. You gotta have something to hang on to. Yes, you do. Can't deal with hip bones grinding. No, I can't. Can't do it. Can't do it. You ain't no 10 yourself, partner. I don't care how expensive your suit is. I don't care how nice your place is. I don't care how nice your car is. I don't care how many zeros in your bank account. And right now, Mr. Sanders is making a lot of money. His little channel over there is doing quite well. And it's growing like weeds. And people are steady watching, is steady sending him super chats, they've been steady over there gassing him up. So I'm sure he got a lot of zeros in his bank account. God bless your child. But you ain't all that. And if the only thing that you have to offer me is a bank account and an attitude, you could get the hell on. Because I don't have time for your bank account, your attitude, or your ego that is bigger than your bank account. Baby, you, you should be grateful for anything and anyone that would deal with your nasty attitude having behind. Now, I just said that to myself today. I love you and my body because I've always been insecure about my skinny. Don't be okay. Let me not skinny shame. Oh, babies, I'm not trying to skinny shame. Love the body you're in. That's all I'm saying. There's just been a lot of fat shaming going on, and I'm about tired. Listen, I'm a little fluffy. I got a little extra. I got a little pack. Okay? I'm losing some weight just because I want to, not because anybody has asked me to, but because I want to. Okay, all right, baby. Okay, I'm glad because I don't want to skinny shame nobody either. Okay? This is my point though. Mr. Samuels, you are causing major damage and putting major karmic injury into the collective. And I'm specifically calling that into the African American collective. You're putting injury into our ethers. You are putting injury into our masculine and feminine relationship. You are creating havoc. You are creating discord. You are sowing seeds of discontent into our collective. And I, for one, being a spiritual mother and a spiritual auntie, I, for one, am tired of it and I'm no longer going to stand for it. Now, whilst my channel might be very small, I'm still speaking out into the collective energy and putting you on notice with this. Stop it. Stop messing up women's self-esteem. Stop gassing these men up. Stop gassing these women up that really don't have nothing. Ooh, let me, ooh. Stop gassing these women up into thinking that they can sit around here and pimp themselves out. And all they are worth is a man to pay their bills and what's between their legs and if they can cook and clean and be your indentured servant and allow you to run around and stick your ding-a-ling anywhere you want to and bring home any manner of disease and or children. Stop it. Because you are poisoning the mindset. You are poisoning the collective consciousness. You are poisoning the spirit pool and the spirit realm with your nonsense and your ego and your narcissism and your injury. Because I'm telling you here, again, I've never talked to the man. You know what we're going to do here? Hold on, baby. Hey, Miss Keza, you know what I haven't done in a while? Let's do this. It's Spirit After Dark. Let's pull some cards on Mr. Kevin Samuels. Women need to stop calling his show. That's what I said earlier. Keza, women need to stop calling his show. Stop it. Stop putting yourself in a situation where you're going to get talked about, denigrated, downgraded, and discussed. I got the Queen of Wands. What? Can I say something here from a person who can't stay married? Can I say something here? I'm not fully convinced that Mr. Samuels is still heterosexual. And I don't have a problem with that. Thank you, Ms. Keza. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is if you are no longer that or you never were, and yet you want to come over here and speak to us about what we should be doing with our men. I'm going to need you to stay in your place. Four of Cups. Let's see what else we got coming on with Mr. I think he may be. Six of Cups, y'all. You know what's going to come out here? I told you with some family. I told you it was some family. I told you it was some family. Thank you, Purple Lover. The Fool. I'm gonna go pull one more card. Y'all know I'm gonna give me some more wine. Let's see what was going on with Mr. Kevin here. Ooh, and the Five of Wands. So I have the Queen of Wands that came out first. I feel like, does anybody know what his sign is? Somebody look up his sign. Hey, Tracy. And the Wheel. Some woman took him for some money. He was opportunistic. Some woman took him for some money or saw him only as an opportunity. And the King of Wands tells me that's a lot of fire going on. Somebody look up his zodiac sign. Oh, and the Magician. I'm gonna tell you something. What I'm getting from this, though, she cheated on him more than one woman. More than one woman cheated on him. Four of Cups and the Seven of Coins. He held on to this situation too long and thought it was going to be okay. See, that's what I'm saying. Went on a date with this guy and he told me that you had no value. That's what I'm saying. He's poisoning. He is poison. He is poison. Hey, Angela, he is poison. He's a Ooh, he giving Pisces a bad name. I'm sorry for y'all. That helps me though. And with this Nine of Wands, boy, I'm gonna tell you something. He held on to this position, and the reason why he's in this situation right now, I do believe, Tracy, what you said about him having financial issues. He 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 thought long and hard. Boy, this took him for a loop. This really took him. Well, she really injured him. Here's the Ace of Cups. He thought this was going to be a forever love. Six of Cups. I also believe that there's a family member that's involved. Now that's allegedly a family member. Nine of Cups. Narcissistic. He had a narcissistic, probably parent. Ace of Coins that was also opportunistic. Two of Swords. What's on the bottom of this deck? And Three of Cups. Let me tell you something. This is allegedly. This is allegedly. This is allegedly. I believe he saw family members in his life that, and I'm not, I don't know, just allegedly. I need my allegedly sign. Um, I think he's had a lot of uncles coming in and out the house, or he saw a lot of different people coming in and out of his house, in and out of. There's a toxic person, there's a narcissistic parent. I'm going to assume that it is his mother at this point. I could be wrong, but I kind of feel like it's his mother. She did not settle down either. I don't know if he's ever talked about this on his, probably not on his platform. And don't none of y'all come suing me. Don't tell this man and say it is. But well, I guess tell him I don't give a shit. But allegedly, it looks to me like Mama was either very not very loving or rather narcissistic, or had a lot of different people running in and out of the house. Um, there could have been some injury to him as a child as well. He thought when he changed over his platform with this Fool and a Forcer, I'm telling you, there's been some serious things that have happened to him. That's what's created this narcissistic behavior in him now. The narcissist was created in childhood and then coming into it was solidified in adulthood. I do believe he had been in a relationship with somebody, a woman before, and basically she kind of took him for everything. She cheated on him. There's been more than one woman that's cheated on him, but he thought this whole thing was gonna give him peace. But what all it has done is it's reopened up old wounds with the Three of Swords. He's a cancer survivor as well. There was something else that happened to him though. Five of Cups. It's been overwhelming. He may be another kind of survivor. Um, and with the Hermit, he actually was in. he studied this a while to figure out which way to go that could bring him, he thought, bring him happiness. Um, and this Two of Coins, he thought it was going to bring him balance, but it honestly has not. But there's going to be another offer. Who's giving him that offer? Oh, with the next offer is going to be a tower moment. So look for a relationship. We've already seen some, there was somebody sleeping in his bed, child. There was somebody sleeping in his bed, baby. Now y'all go check that out. I think who had that on there. Chigs. Was it Chigs Smooth? No. Act Nation, AK Nation had it on there. On one of his lives. I've got the Five of Wands and the Strength card. I believe the person he's in relationship right now could be a Leo, or he's going to be in relationship with this Leo. It's not going to go well. King of Coins, Knight of Coins. I'm going to read that as in reverse. We're going to hear some more gossip out of there. Somebody's going to be right. The guy in the bed. We're going to hear some more. Somebody's going to be loose with the lips. And there's going to be some more gossip that's coming out because karma has come with the Judgment card to visit, baby. And the Knight of Swords, so somebody's going to get to telling and doing the tell all. There's a lot of gossip in the city, baby. The streets is going to start talking. The streets is going to start talking because whoever it is with the Eight of Cups is going to leave. And they're going to start talking. The Hierophant, he thought this was going to be a forever thing, but it's not. It's over now. 10 of Wands, and all those burdens he done put on other people, it's coming back. It's coming back. Who said he's an Aries? Who's an Aries? Who's an Aries? I thought we said he was a Pisces. When is his birthday? When is this man's birthday? Well, Umar Johnson, don't get me started on that man either. Let me shut up because y'all gonna think I don't like black men. I want to know who. Somebody give me his birthday because somebody said he was a Pisces. Oh, that's the Emperor in reverse. So listen, if his birthday is 4/17, he's an Aries. All day, every day, twice on Sunday. We don't know when the man's birthday is. Where we are here? The Emperor in reverse. I thought that was the Hierophant in reverse. The Emperor in reverse. Whoever this is, see, you know what? That shows he's a very manipulative man as well. Whatever little committed relationship he's in, that man's gonna leave him, or that person's gonna leave him. He is a Pisces for sure. Okay, here we go. So let me tell y'all what's going down here. This is what I'm seeing in these here cards. This person is fixing to leave him. Oh, he too old to be acting up like this. He's too old. He's 3 years older than me. He's 3 years older than me. Stop playing. Okay, listen to me, y'all. Listen to me, because the card said this. We're going to get more gossip about this man. There is going to be some talking in the streets. The streets is going to be talking. His spot is going to get blown up. Mark my words. How long? How long, Spirit? How long? How long, Spirit? How long? How long, Spirit? Oh, man, it's by October. The Death card by Scorpio season. We're going to have a lot of stuff coming out. We got this Nine of Wands again. Something he's hiding and trying to defend, and that has caused him to be able to have this Ace of Coins that he's got right now. That was able to get him this new start. And he gonna lose some more money. I don't wish nothing bad on nobody. These cards keep coming up for him. He's not gonna be at peace anymore with that Four of Swords. And with this Two of Wands, he's gonna have to make a decision. Somebody else is gonna make a decision. I'm telling you, the gossip is coming out. The real about Mr. Kevin Samuels is funny hit the streets. The real about Mr. Kevin Samuels is going to hit the streets. And it will hit here by Scorpio season. Well, I believe we're going to start seeing little trickles and traces of it soon. Little trickles and traces soon. You can't sow this much discord and negativity and toxicity in the collective and not expect, with the quickness with which karma is being dealt back to you, you cannot expect for this to not hit you in the butt sooner or later. And it's going to be sooner. And right now, ooh, mark my words, Saturn goes, did Saturn already go into retrograde? I think Saturn went into retrograde already. As Saturn continues on into retrograde in Aquarius, we are going to see some of this karma brought back around because the universe is clearing some things out and shaking some foundations. So we're going to hear a little bit more about Mr. Samuels from some people that have dated Mr. Samuels and from people that have been in a relationship with Mr. Samuels. Yes, another Derek Jackson. Oh, child, child. March 13th. Child. Baby. We finna see it. Plus, Jupiter is in Pisces. And Neptune should be just about conjunct his sun, which means all of these delusions of grandeur. This is why he is as he is right now. His delusions of grandeur have all come up. He's selling the illusion that you too, sir, can get this high value woman. And you too, sir, these black women don't know how to be real women. What happened to the woman that cooked and the cleaned and this and that? Let me tell you something. I wouldn't be surprised if you find out either two things. That his mother ended up having a bunch of different men coming, through the house. Not that she was a whore. I'm not trying to say that. Please do not say that. Please do not say that. What I'm saying is she dated. And sometimes men, young boys, when they see their mothers having a lot of different boyfriends, I've told y'all this before, as single parents, single women, single mothers, please don't have a bunch of people coming through because your son's going to get it. Your sons and your daughters get a different point of view on life. But either that happened or he saw her in an abusive relationship where his father ran around. But there was a lot of running around going on. There was a lot of infidelity happening in here. And there was a very narcissistic relationship that was there. Now, if his father was there in his life, then that would be the narcissist. And how he treated his mother, okay, or what his mother represented to him. So if he had a mother that did all these things, but it was a requirement in the household because dad required it or because society did. And then, right, and maybe every once in a while she stood up for herself. She no longer became a high value woman. But I believe that there's some injury there between him and his mama, and that's the problem. A weekly session on Mr. Samuels. Child, what am I gonna say about Mr. Samuels? I'm gonna have to start tagging him then. A narc got busted and put his wife out there like that. Could oh, you talking about Mr. Derek Jackson? Yes. He's selling 20-year-olds to marry 40-year-olds. Right. He's pimping girls, he's allowing you to get pimped out. Once again, what he's trying to tell us black women period, but I'm just going to talk to us. This is partially a family discussion. That you have to be their maid, his whore, and his mom, all wrapped in one. Life having stuff can get a woman, you that common sense and perspective. I know that. I think it's the mama too. I think it's the mama. The secrets are going to come out. She's gonna have a 2 foot tall black tourmaline to deal with him. You were 20. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Ladies, don't let these people say you short. Now, what can we do as enlightened women? Oh, somebody said that's psychotic. It's true though. Uh, Time for a drink. Here, I told y'all, I'm having a nice. Don't sleep on the Costco Kirkland brand of anything. I'm having a nice glass of Malbec tonight. Right, the men are getting gassed up. Lila, I hope you doing okay, baby. Yeah, I know, babe. We don't know any better when we're in our 20s. Thank you. Do you know I got this glass at the dollar store? Anyway, don't let and men don't let him gas y'all up. Don't let him gas y'all up because I'm gonna tell you something. Again, you come to my doorstep with that bullshit, I'm turning you away. I'm turning you away. Clean out. You can't don't come to my door. Now, y'all might not think this is high vibrational, but I'm just telling you the truth. You have to love yourself. Stop letting men tell you how you should value yourself. Cat Williams, Pimp Chronicles, stand up years ago. He was talking to the ladies. He said, ladies, you cannot let a man tear down your self esteem. It's esteem of self. So, how can a man, right, dictate to you or tear down your self esteem? You must esteem yourself. Stop it. But we, as enlightened women, what we have to do is speak healing into the collective. And what we have to do is help other women, especially. We have to help other women in a healthy way develop a healthy love of self to combat this negativity garbage that's being spewed over on Mr. Kevin Samuels' channel. And I wish one of the men would come on over. Please come here. Please come over here so we can talk to you. Yes, powerful self concept. No one try to tell you how to value yourself. Exactly. Exactly. So we have to speak health into the collective. This is the other thing we also must do, though. Some of us, are going to have to let go of some of those old ways of thinking. So, can we agree that we're not going to sit here and say a man has to have 6 figures in order to be with us? Can we please do that? Now, I'm not saying the man shouldn't have no job. Because honestly, I feel like the women should be, both y'all really should be producing some sort of income in some form of fashion. However, but this is what I'm also saying though. If your relationship is such that you're able to have, maybe you can stay home and raise the kids and he can go to work, or you stay home and you go to work. However, the energy exchange is working for you, that's perfect. So I'm not saying get somebody that wants to mooch off you. And all he's good for is to keep you warm in your bed at night. Listen, it's summertime. I don't need you keeping me warm, baby. It's too hot. Okay? Hello, Angela. he does push the fear button. So let's talk about how we're gonna help heal this. We have to push the love buttons. We have to push the love talk. So ladies, I'm gonna need us to put that off to the side. Because let me tell you something. You and man, or your feminine energy and the masculine energy from your partner can come together and create something beautiful. You can create and manifest the life that both of you all want. It doesn't require that one has a certain amount of money and the other. It doesn't matter. Build it, construct it. Creation is not only creating babies. Creation is, I'm going to create this life together. I'm going to create a reality, feminine and masculine energy. What Kevin Samuels is doing is ripping that apart and taking away the sacredness of the feminine and reducing us to a Barbie on a shelf that doubles as a sex toy. Your ability to be the bearer of life, the incubator of life, and the divine masculine energy ability to impregnate or fertilize that life is sacred and doesn't require 6, 7 figures. How about y'all build it together and birth it together? Mm, can you do that? So first of all, we have to help our women. We have to help our feminine. No, we are the creatrixes. We are the creatrix. And together with the creator, we're unstoppable. But that creator can't want to lord over us. That creator can't want to lord over us. That is dead and gone. We're going to leave that. Oh, y'all, I'm going to get in trouble tonight. We're going to leave that European concept of Christianity to the side. Can we please? I'm going to kick that right on out. I'm done. I'm done hearing about submission. I'm done hearing about, well, this is what the man should submit to his wife. Wife should submit to husband as the husband submits to Christ. I ain't seen damn man submit to Christ yet. If y'all could show me one, I'm willing to be wrong. But I have yet to see a man submit himself to the church or to Christ as he wants his wife or his woman to submit to him. I'll wait. If y'all got an example, I'll put the link down here. You can drop it in my comments. But when y'all find one, please show me the example. Because I don't think they exist. So I'm going to push all that garbage off to the side. We are done with the patriarchy. We are done with the rulership of the masculine. We are done being out of alignment. We are done being out of balance. We are equal. We may have different roles, but they are both as important as the other. I'm not your concubine, and you ain't my savior. I'm not your concubine, and you ain't my savior. It looks like we got one. Dr. Taylor Marshall. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm not trying to be funny, Mr. Ricio, but do you know Dr. Taylor Marshall personally? And if that's the one, is he even still alive? I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just telling you what I have seen. And I have seen a lot of men that have said a lot of things. And I've seen some great men of God, but I'm going to tell you something, one thing. They did not submit themselves to Christ as their woman. They expected their woman, as they expected their woman to submit to them. It doesn't mind. I don't care about him being Catholic. Yeah, I don't care about him being Catholic. So I'm gonna push that off to the side because there's no submission happening. Now some would say, "Well, that's why you single." No, that's not why I'm single. Because in actuality, let me tell you something. What I am is a woman that loves to cook. I do love to clean. I'm very traditional in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. But I do it when it's appreciated. I don't do it out of obligation. And I'm not going to do it just because you think that you're such a high value person that I'm supposed to bow down and kiss your damn toes. I ain't doing none of that. I ain't doing none of that. That's not happening. That's not happening. So let's just get that all fine, well, and good. Because what you're not going to do is sit here and say just because you have more money in the bank than I do, that somehow that you get to rule over me. No, sir. No, ma'am. We are coming together with some level of an energy exchange in this partnership. And this is the problem is what we have done in the 3D is we have assigned money, position, power, masculinity, and a penis to that which should rule the roost in a patriarchal society. Mr. Kevin Samuels can't seem to understand that this is turning into a matriarchal, or should I say, an equal society. Equal, period, point blank, end of discussion. Now, there must be a leader in any situation. I agree with you. But let me tell you what a good leader does. A good leader listens to everybody in the organization before a leader just comes down and makes a decision. And I heard a wise woman, I don't remember who it was, said something one time. If you want me to submit to you, you have to give me something to submit to. Because if there's nothing for me to submit to, I submit to nothing. Marie, I'm like you. I treat my man like a king if he treats me like a queen. It's real simple. You know, somebody says just saying, that's beautiful. And I think that's wonderful. Well,
Hi,
beloved, how are you?
wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for having me, beautiful.
No problem. Thank you for coming on. What do you have to
Oh, one second. Let me switch off. Okay, that way it won't backlash. But it's very nice to be able to talk to you.
Yes. Yes.
Because
Thank you.
I literally showed your picture as you were talking tonight to my mom. You
Uh-huh.
look so much like a cousin of mine. I was like, don't she look like she could be related to her? She was like, yes, she does. But I completely agree with everything you were saying because I came from the religious background that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and fortunately, it helped me a lot
Mm-hmm.
and led me down the path that I wound up being on. Because I also am a reader myself and I assist other people. Because basically, I used to ask the question, if we were so powerful back in the day, what happened? What changed? And then when I did did the actual research, I found out basically people talk a good game, but they really don't want to live what it takes in order to have the power that was back then, as they would say.
Yes.
So a lot of those old practices are not being honored nor respected. And right now, the divine feminine has truly been under attack. And I completely encourage you, ladies, do not go into spaces where you are not celebrated. There's no need to be in that space. Love yourself enough to recognize you deserve better than to have somebody talking down to you.
Yes. Yes.
Because
That is so
the,
true.
the things that Kevin Samuel says, yeah, as an Aries woman, you would never, ever in your life be able to even remotely have that type of conversation with me.
No,
That would not happen.
no.
Because
And the
I
thing,
love myself too much to call in to have him talk crazy to me.
oh no, not in a million and one years. And I tell you what, I would never call in unless I had the ability, and I knew I had the ability to to gently put him in his place, or put him in his place in a way that people like. "Ooh." Because what you're
Hmm.
not going to do is you're not going to talk to me crazy, and you're not going to sit here and tell me that I'm not this and I'm not that. I'm not looking for somebody like you that's going to try to rule me.
I actually heard a black man say that basically that they're pissed off that the women are getting a high value men because a lot of the people who listen to Kevin Samuels want the high value men for themselves, at least what they're considering high value.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, coming from the background that I came from, I was raised pretty much upper class. That is not how upper class people speak at all. It's seen as very tacky to talk about your finances unless there's a reason why you're talking about your finances. That is
Mm-hmm.
considered impolite conversation. It's just not
Mm-hmm.
something that is the norm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No, you don't do that. That's how people know new money, right? That's how they
mhm,
know new money. New money brags and new money does this and showboats and does all that.
mhm.
That's what they say. That's what you know.
Uh-huh. Old
Or
money does not respect it when you're very showy and stuff. And matter of fact, old money would say that's most likely new money that's doing that.
mm-hmm.
It's just something that's seen as tacky. If, to be honest with you, it's a very poverty-minded mindset. When you're
Mm-hmm.
not used to having, once you finally do get it, it's a huge deal to you once you get it. Because, like, my mother came up very poor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there's still a lot of traits that she has a hard time dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
So it never kind of really left her. And it's just one of those things. And Kevin Samuels, my God, why would you take advice from a man that's divorced, for one thing? Um, if I wanted to, if I wanted to learn how to run a successful business, I'm not going to go to the person that's constantly going bankrupt. Just common sense, because clearly they don't have it together if they're going bankrupt. You
Well,
never
no.
see him with anybody. You don't see him. As a matter of fact, it has been said that he doesn't have a very good relationship with his ex, And if I'm not mistaken, he has children. You don't hear him speaking on them either. At least not that I'm aware of.
Oh, I didn't know he had children. But you know when I pulled those cards, I said she took him for everything. She cheated on him. That's allegedly. I need my sign because I be
Hmm.
saying, but that's what the card says. She cheated on him.
But could you kind of blame her? I mean, he looks,
Oh,
he,
no.
the energy that he gives, he's not a person that will accept accountability for any of his actions. It will always be, you made me do this. It, he is kind of ironic. He claims to want to make women be realistic and hold them accountable, but this is not something that if you were to know him personally, that you would see being played out in his own life.
Mm-mm,
That is the energy that I get from him as an empath. This is not a credible source.
mm-mm.
This is somebody with imposter syndrome. And from what you're saying from those cards, it's not going to be long before everybody recognizes that the emperor has no clothes on.
Mm-hmm. No, the streets gonna start talking. People's gonna start speaking, and we're gonna start hearing. The gossip is for the drop in the city,
Hmm.
Jupiter, and it's already started. So this isn't too far
Yes,
off. But it's going to come out. It's going to come out. You know.
it's definitely going to all come out, especially with this Sagittarius energy that's floating around. Everything seems to. You want to
It,
talk about pure chaos? That energy is bringing up a lot of stuff for people, and his
well,
little skeleton is going to start tumbling out. So
yes, they
it
are.
is what it is.
Yes, they are. And with where Jupiter is in Pisces as well. So that's his home sign, his sun sign. You already have Neptune there, so he's got those illusions that are happening. But now you got Jupiter coming in, and so I feel like we're and Saturn in retrograde. We're about to. This is about to be some interesting situations with Mr. Samuels. You having a hard time hearing me?
It really is. Yeah,
Wait a
you were
minute.
low, so I just
I
put
didn't
on
put
my
my mic. I didn't
headphones.
do nothing with my microphone. Let me see if I
You
can
were
do something.
perfect when I was listening to you when I was in StreamYard, but when I flipped to StreamYard, it got mega low for me.
I wonder what happened because I didn't do a blessed thing.
Oh, I know you didn't. It's just, I think it's my computer. I honestly do.
No, they're saying in the chat they're having a hard time hearing me too.
Oh, okay. So it's not just
So
me
I don't
then.
know what's going on.
It's the energy from you. Because, like, especially now with the energy being chaotic, and now it's two psychics on a chat together. So, so you know the electronics are not loving this right now.
No. Hold on one second, y'all. Hang on
Hmm.
one second. Let me. That's interesting. Okay,
Hmm.
hold on.
And by the way, I have not forgotten. I still owe you your reading that I told you I wanted to do for you.
Oh my goodness!
I have
Yes.
not forgotten that. Yes.
Can you all hear me a little bit better now? Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly now.
Okay,
I can
good.
t- I can take these out now.
Okay, good. I switched mics.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was using a whole different mic this whole time. I can't believe y'all heard me. That was a spirit thing because the microphone I was calling myself using is all the way across the corner over there.
Oh Lord! And look, it was working good for a minute. I was able to hear you before I got on the line with you.
Wow. Okay, well I switched microphones here, so we good.
Hmm. Well, one thing you know for sure, you know it's a strong mic anytime it was able
it,
to hear your
it
voice.
must be. It must be because that microphone is putting all. I used that microphone when we were doing our meditation. But
Oh, yeah,
so
it's this.
so let me ask you this though. With Mr. Samuel, so you're a reader, you're an intuitive and empath as well.
Mm-hmm.
Are you picking up that there was what are you picking up as far as in his past that has because I believe narcissists are not born, they're created. So what do you feel like has helped create his this narcissistic
I think
personality in him?
I think in a lot of ways he's exactly like my ex. That he had a very hard childhood. That the care that should have been given to him was not done. Um, that he was basically left to fend for himself. So he
Hmm.
feels like there's really he's not going to be a man that's going to be willing to share with you. If you do get him to share, he's going to be head over heels in love with you in order for him
Hmm.
to even consider doing that. Otherwise,
Hmm.
we're talking about Scrooge personified. He's
Hmm.
very focused on himself. Um,
Right.
he's not going to be somebody that, if you are a woman, that you can rely on him. If you have a problem, it's your problem alone to deal with.
Right.
And that's also emotionally. He's not emotionally available, which is why his
No.
relationship did not work. Is that what I think it is? Is that the moonology deck? Oh,
No,
oh, it's a
this is the
different
Dark
one.
Mirror deck.
Okay.
I got the Moonology deck that. This is the Dark Miracle Oracle deck. Now,
Oh, that's
Secret
pretty.
turned me on to these. Baby, these are death. This is terrible. These here cards is worse than them during Game of Thrones cards. So we gonna see. So Keza said he never talks about his father. So let's find out what's going on. What's happening
Oh, that's
with
a whole freaking Pandora's
what's
box you're about to enter into.
well, we here now. We've been here for
Mm-hmm.
an hour and a half. Let's just keep it going. We here.
Might as well. Hey,
But let's see what's going on with Kevin's. What's going on with Kevin Samuel's father? Yes, Kevin Samuel's father. Very good about Kevin Samuel's father.
I have a strong tarot. I mean, not tarot, oracle edition for me.
Mm. Okay, we got the temple of my body. So let's see what that's about. Ooh, Lord, I hope I don't. It doesn't come. I'm telling. See, there's something I want to tell y'all that I feel like has happened, but I just really feel like he had some childhood trauma. I'm gonna be real honest with you.
And I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not. I'm gonna
hmm
have to turn this on, y'all. You know, these 53-year-old eyes sometimes don't see
Yeah,
as
so
well.
I
They
picked,
don't.
I picked up. He's been struggling with his sexuality
Okay.
for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is the temple of my body. It's the first quarter moon phase, and there's a depression. I feel I am not worth enough. So this is the relationship between him and his father. A succubus-like creature with claws resembling nails holds a very thin silver chain, and the pendant on it appears like the crimson tear of blood. My body is the temple of my soul. It has no secrets to me. This card is about the darkness in the body. Culture can make us take distance from what is our corporality, so our humanness.
hmm
It in so many religions and customs, for instance, demonize sex in many different ways, lacing it with guilt, as an assassin could lace food with poison. On the other side, we are collaborators in cheapening our body, hiding it, being shamed by it, selling it, giving it away for nothing. It happens when we accept an abusive relationship, when we refuse to respect the body of another, or simply when we do things like being lazy or not eat healthy. So this is the thing. This is what I'm getting from that. The tease I'm getting from that. First of all, he was shamed about his sexuality, so I believe that his father may have had some issues with his sexuality.
hmm
Um,
I
I
agree.
believe he himself has had some issues with that. I'm still sticking to the thing that I think something happened to that man as a young man.
Mm-hmm. And I also feel like he blames his mother for it,
Yeah.
which is why likes to degrade women the way he does. Because
Yes.
what a lot of women don't realize, when he's lashing out at them, he's really lashing out at her. He's able to say everything to them that he never felt like he was empowered to say to her.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have the father was absent. I had hinted at that before. I was not sure whether or not the father was absent. So we're picking up we on the right track here. The
Hmm.
father was absent, but and so you're right. He probably blames the mother.
Hmm.
Woo!
He felt like
So
she
this
made
is
him
what
run off.
listen. This is what I'm seeing right
Hmm.
here. It's like I got this vision of his mother. Maybe perhaps didn't look a certain way or what have you, and he always blamed that for the reason why his father was not there as well.
Hmm.
This is deep, y'all. I did not intend to get in on this. Y'all, let me tell you something. If this man strike my channel, I need y'all to look out for a sister now. I don't know what's gonna come on now here. Did something happen to him by his father and he blames his mother? I don't think his father did anything to him. I don't
No,
get that. I think
but the
that
person
someone,
that did, he felt
uh-huh,
like his mother should have been the one to protect him from that person.
yes, yes.
I'm kind of
So,
feeling like it may have been possibly been a relationship she was involved in, and he's blaming
yes,
her because she brought this person into the house, and she really didn't properly vet this person, and that's why he was able to be violated like he was.
yes. I'm getting that too
That's
because
what I'm
remember I
picking
kept
up.
saying all these different. I got all these different uncles. He had a bit, bunch
Hmm.
of,
Hmm.
you
Yes,
know
he
how
had a lot of
people
men in and out of the home.
just uncle so and so.
Because I also feel like it wasn't just one. I feel like it was more than one that may have potentially violated her.
Potentially, yes. And he always has resentment for being an only child. Well, he
Hmm.
probably blames yeah, I think
Well,
he does in this weird way blames his mother for his father leaving, but he
hmm.
probably blames his mother for not right. She was not a high value woman. Could not have
Hmm.
a high value. Now he's gonna if we were to talk about
Hmm.
this to him, I will tell you six ways to Sunday. This man, all this man is going to say is he's going to have nothing but praise for his mother and this, that, and the other. And we barking up the wrong tree because I've had people tell me this before. Oh, you're barking
Hmm.
up the wrong tree. Oh, that's not true. Oh, that's not this. Oh, that's not that.
Hmm. Oh, I had my daughter to do it with me, and I'll say, "Sweetie, did you forget who your mama is? If you don't want to talk about it, I understand that, but don't pretend like I'm
Right,
cuckoo. I'm not."
right, right. Let me see what secrets. What secrets is his mother? What secrets do we need to know about the mother? About the relationship between the mother? What secrets do we need to know? What's going on here?
And she was violated herself.
Ooh, yep. Okay, I have Is This Me? Is This
Hmm.
Me? In the Dark Mirror. Let's read that one. Y'all, we get into some, as my good friend Armand said, into some things tonight. I did
Hmm.
not
Full
anticipate all of
compliment.
this happening. I was just gonna sit here and tell y'all stop listening to that man and believe in yourself. Okay, what do we need to know here? That's a new moon phase stage of acceptance. I cannot recognize myself, but I'm still me. A dark fantasy female warrior, pale skin is enshrouded in scantily spiked area. I cannot recognize myself as I remember the road that led me here. How can I see the road ahead? I need some stuff because this is like she didn't recognize who she was by the
Nope.
end of it all, or he didn't recognize. Let me get my Game of Thrones cards. Hold on, y'all. Hold
They
on,
both
hold on.
didn't.
Neither one of them knew how the hell they got here, did they?
Nope.
Okay, hang on, y'all. I got to get my Game of Thrones cards because we need some serious information here. Mm-mm. Well, that did not end well. Okay. Let's hope that Mike didn't just die a painful death. Hold on.
Mm-mm.
All right. What's going on with this? Who is this? Is this me in reference to? You know, these nails are beautiful, but they're really hard to shuffle. So let's see what we got going here. Is this me? What's going on? He goes to he has to control them. That's right, Kevin. And dude that was in his bed didn't look too old either. I'm just saying. Or he didn't like he had a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean that to be funny, but he didn't look like he was a man of substance in that bed. We got the Seven of Swords, so we got some thieving, lying, stealing, cheating going on.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of secrets in that house. Here we Ace of Coins. This Ace of Coins keeps coming up for him. It's like he's always chasing money. He's always chasing the next new thing.
Because he refused to be like his mother.
Yes.
He had issues
Thank
with
you. Nine of Cups in reverse. So lack of love of self. She had a lack of love of self, which the Star in reverse.
And the responsibility card.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't take responsibility because a lot of his problem is that he's too much like his mother, and he fights it. She didn't know how to take responsibility for her own actions. A lot of things that happened to her was self-inflicted.
Yeah. I have the Hangman in reverse too. He self-sabotages. Eight of Swords, he's caught in his own mind. His mother was caught in her own mind too.
Mm-hmm.
No way out. She never saw any way out. Page of
lost
Coins.
respect for herself.
Yes. Page of Coins. Always trying to figure out how to make the next dollar. Like I feel like, and I don't know this to be true, so some of y'all that might watch him a little bit more, know a little bit more about it, maybe it can help. But I feel like he came from nothing. Like they were always living paycheck to paycheck or less than that. Like he came from nothing and now has this, and here's this Emperor in reverse again. Narcissistic, like, oh my God. So absolutely controlling.
Both of them have mother issues though, because her mother wasn't the greatest. Because the mother goddess card popped up. So she was completely cut off her divine feminine energy. Very masculine in the way she approached things. Everything was result driven. Which is why you see her in her head and she's overthinking everything. Because she saw being feminine as weakness.
Yep. She saw that as weakness. He saw that, but yet he still wants it. So this is why he's looking. Mm-hmm. He always says, well, you have to cook, you have to this, you have to that.
That's why he's sad, because he doesn't know how to be happy.
Right.
And he resents women that are happy. Because he wished that he had a mother that was happy and she was not.
My God, today.
Neither one of them have been happy. Which is why he chose somebody. The man that you saw in the bed is how he really sees himself. That's why he went with that type of person. That's what's sparking the narcissism in him. Trying to compensate for what he really feels he is.
To compensate, atone. He's always trying atonement.
Mm-hmm.
He's always seeking to atone. He's always seeking for somebody to atone for his mother's sins. He's trying to atone for his sins. He's trying to atone for his mama's sins. He's trying to atone for everything else, but he's covering it all up. He's a martyr. He's trying to be a martyr too. You know what I'm saying? A martyr and a savior all at the same time. No, he does not love himself enough. Marie says he does not love himself enough to be able to truly love someone else.
No.
And he said earlier, he doesn't believe in love.
He's cut off from his own divine feminine like his mom.
Yeah.
So the intuition and stuff that he should be getting, he's not getting at all.
No.
Which is why his life is going to start spiraling, because he refuses to heed any warnings that's being given to him.
Well.
And with the energy the way it is, consequences come mega fast. And he's always frustrated about everything. It doesn't take much to trigger him. Because he's so unhealed. You can say something and not mean any disrespect, and it's going to trigger him.
Kessa says, yes, he says marriage is a duty, not about love. See, that's that garbage that we were told when I was coming up through college, was we were told as young, educated Black women. Now, the Black men were never told this, young Black male college students. We were told that we had to marry, and if we had to marry down, so to speak, that we need to be happy with the bus driver as we were with the college graduate, because it was our job to maintain the race. They did not have to. They could do whatever they wanted and go and date whomever they wanted to and marry whomever they wanted to, but it was our job, our duty to do this. So if marriage is a duty, and who knows, I think that woman, whoever his ex-wife, she hurt him bad. She got him good. I'm telling y'all, she got him good.
But that's why everything is all about conflict with him. That's part of his way of trying to convince himself that he has value. He feels like if he attains all the outside crap, that it'll make up for how he's feeling on the inside of him.
Okay. The Emperor, so in reverse, so she basically emasculated him, the ex-wife. Knight of Swords, she had all the goods on him, all the gossip, all the goods. She may have been the first one to discover that he was bisexual. Page of Coins. The interesting thing.
He wound up repeating the relationship he had with his mother with her.
Yeah. I feel like he had such a respect for the friendship in that situation too, with the ex. Yeah, and one day it just changed. She really literally just kind of this is the other thing I'm getting. He was surprised she wasn't gonna be his beard. Nine of Swords, she did not defend him. She did not defend him. He thought that was going to happen. And then here's the justice, their divorce. Hold on now, y'all.
But he manifested that though, because he always felt like no matter who came into his life, he was going to be abandoned anyway. So she had to play out that role with him.
Right. And here we have the Nine of Cups and the King of Cups in reverse. So that's him. And so this is basically the situation that she was the one that really tore him down. Like she put the nail in the coffin. It didn't help with the mama, but she put the nail in the coffin. And the King of Coins in reverse, he did lose a chunk of change in there. And then now he's just recreating with the Magician. Like he's realizing that right now, but it's not going to last too long. Again, I keep getting the same cards for him because he keeps seeking balance. He's trying to find balance. He's trying to find balance. He's trying to find happiness, and he's not able to find it. And so because the narcissist is never going to find it. I will tell you this: he's actually a narcissist that's okay with the fact that he is a narcissist. He recognizes that to a great degree because that's how he can say that there's no such thing as love. He gets that. He can't feel love. He understands that everything is transactional with him. Everything is about controlling him. And here's the Seven of Swords, but he's lying to his damn self. He's lying to himself, child. He's lying to himself. You shut down emotions, love, then all you have to left to give is material things. Yep. And a narcissist, let me see, she's back. There, okay, you back. Um, yes, he's
Yeah.
bitter, he's hurt. He's a hurt little boy that became a hurt teenager, that became a hurt
A
man.
lot of his attitude, a lot of his attitude was like I was when I was violated. I decided it would never happen to me again.
Yeah,
Um, I healed my stuff, but he's not willing to do the shadow work. It's too painful for him. He feels like if he even tries to go there, that it would destroy him. He doesn't feel strong enough to face it,
yeah.
which is sad because, like, that's a painful life
It is
to
sad.
live.
It is. You know what I love about us? We say here now, I done gone from I'm ready to tear your head off to po
Mhm.
baby. But
Mhm.
you know, we're healers. So we're healers. So when the healers
Yeah.
come together, we're gonna talk about what's wrong first. When the mothers and the sisters and the aunties come together and the grandmothers, we're gonna talk
Mhm.
about it first. What can and then we're gonna talk about what can we do. But I really wanted to know what was going on with him because you can't be a normal like there's so much hurt there and so open and honest. You can't be anything but hurt.
Mhm.
But what he needs to stop doing is spewing that toxicity and that poison into into the system, into the ethers, because
But
he's
here's the
creating.
irony, though. He really believes he's helping. He really thinks that he's protecting other men from going through what he went through.
You think so?
Yes, he really believes that because he's a wounded masculine energy. He really believes that his desire to want to make sure that what happened to him doesn't happen to somebody else is the reason why he's doing it. And he's not understanding that a lot of what he experienced is because he was wounded and he refused to heal it. So it just played out the way it played out.
Well,
So
you
he
might be
calls
right.
himself, because like if you were to ask him why he does what he does, he would definitely tell you he feels he's helping men to find, high quality women because he believes his own stuff. He really does. Is that that wounded masculine energy, that toxic masculinity at play?
So Marie asked, "Can we send healing energy as a group, or does he have to be to the point of wanting to be helped? He's got to want to be helped.
Uh,
There's a level of healing energy we can send to him.
you can
Sorry,
always send
guys,
it
I swallowed wrong.
because even if he doesn't accept it back, because you send out the healing energy, it will bounce back to you. So even if he doesn't receive it, you'll receive the benefit of sending it out in the first place.
Yeah,
So that's one way to look at it.
yeah.
Because I honestly don't feel he would be open. He's not open to receiving. He looks at receiving as a weakness as well. So he's not going to take it and run with it.
Right. And I'll tell you what.
Hmm.
Sometimes narcissists, when they're that far gone, there's not enough light left in them for us to grab a hold to.
Hmm. Because
And
I've had people tell me not to heal.
I've not seen a glimmer, a glimpse. I've seen a little bit of the little boy
Hmm.
every once in a while.
Yeah, he's
He's
barely hanging
so
on.
far down and so far protected now because he's been unprotected for so long.
Mhm.
So we can send him that, of course, and nothing that I'm saying today is meant to be said to harm him or to hurt him in any way. I gotta call a spade a spade. I gotta call it out where I see it. And I have to ask
Mhm.
us as women to begin to heal the divine feminine and then begin to then pour it into the divine masculine to assist
Mhm.
there. um, I'm not here to denigrate him. I'm just here to say, listen, you gotta stop. If we stop paying attention to him and we stop going over there and watching him and we stop supporting him, eventually he's gonna take a turn for the worse. But mark my words, karma's coming.
Oh, it's coming because the S I was telling you about, when he didn't listen to me, he wound up losing his mother and he almost lost his life the same night with her because he wasn't willing to receive. These energies are not playing with people anymore. If you're not willing to listen, you may get a wake up call that you may not be able to come back from. So
Mm-hmm.
it's so important that you heed the warnings that you're being given and really tap into your own inner knowing because it can be a life or death situation. So be
Mm-hmm.
mindful of that. It's extremely important. And this is why you're here. This is why you're drawn to her because your spirit wants to make sure that you're doing the work that you need to do so you'll be okay.
Yeah, yeah. Guess I asked why do we and then we gonna get off here, y'all. We've been on this live for 2 hours with y'all messing around Mr. Daniels, doing all sorts of readings and I done pulled out this dark mirror oracle. I had left her alone because she was a little deep for me, child. I had to leave her dark mirror to she was I
Because
was like, oh
the reason why they're going over there is because they're wounded like him. They believe they don't deserve any better than that.
yeah,
It's a way for them to punish themselves for not being enough.
yeah, yeah. And some women go over there thinking, well, I'm gonna have a conversation and I'm gonna get him to change the way he's thinking. They're gonna
Mhm.
try to argue him down.
Mhm.
Baby, can't. Come on now. That man he's definitely not gonna let you come to his house and show out and argue him down. You know
Mhm.
what I'm
And
saying?
he's
He'll come in his
definitely not going to
car.
change.
Yeah. He
You
gonna
got to
he'll give
remember
you
this.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, I didn't mean to cross you.
No, go ahead, baby.
You got to remember this is his bread and butter. So he's not going to change brand when this brand is working for him right now.
Mm-hmm. This is how he blew up.
Mhm.
And then he went on a certain bloggers
Mhm.
uh, channel and she
Mhm.
did an interview with him in
Mhm.
her wine cellar. And he was real sweet to her because she kissed his natural ass the whole
Mhm.
time. Now she's narcissistic herself.
Well, he
However,
kind of like sees himself in her.
huh?
He kind of
Yes,
sees himself in her. They're the
yes,
same type of mindset.
yes. They do. They opportunists. So they are going to say the
Mhm.
sensational things that need to be said in order
Mhm.
to make money that needs to be made. But both of them are narcissists. Don't get it twisted. So here you
Mhm.
have a male and a female narcissist. Oh, they gonna get along great,
Mhm.
especially when they're both about making the money. They gonna get along great. But she kissed his natural behind. Child, I was like, this is sick. I couldn't even. I don't typically watch this particular woman anyway, but
Mhm.
I could not watch much more than a few minutes because I wanted to see some of this so that I could actually accurately discuss it. And it was disgusting. Oh, do you like this wine that I have? I want to make sure that you choose the wine. And no, I want you to please taste it and
Mhm.
smell it. And is it all right for you, honey? Is it good for you?
Mhm.
I want to make sure that I honor you. Girl, if
Mhm.
you don't sit your black ass somewhere
And
and stop after the damn food.
and what's ironic with that, she would turn her back on him in a heartbeat, and so would he. They playing nice for a reason. They both had their own set agendas when they went into that interview. Mhm.
Game knows game. Game knows
Yep.
game. So they two chess players or two checkers players, however you want to put it, but they know each
Mhm.
other. They knew what
Mhm.
this was. But she just, I
Mhm.
mean, I was just sick. I said, this woman here just makes me
That's
absolutely,
exactly why he chose her, though.
yep,
That was safe space.
yep. But the crazy thing is, this is the same woman that will dog women out in a heartbeat.
Mhm.
In a
Which is why
heartbeat. So
he was
actually,
willing to
they're
go
the
there.
same person.
Mhm.
They're the same person. One's in a female body, one's in a male body, but they're the same energy.
Same spirit.
Yep, yep. Keza, I know you laugh, but Keza know exactly what I'm talking about. Keza's like,
Mhm.
you
That's a whole hot mess.
know. It was. Okay, sis, it's time for us to go because I got to get on the road in the morning, y'all.
Okay.
And go, my daughter's moving to, she's finally leaving. I was with her last week, but they're
Oh.
leaving probably in the next hour to head out to North Carolina. And so I'm going to go there and meet her movers over there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I need
Well,
insulin, sickness, sweetness. No, child, but I did sage my whole room and
I
sage my
know that's right.
television set because I didn't want that mess on there.
Well, whenever you get time, just hit me up on Instagram and
Okay.
I will do your reading for you because I'm excited to do it for you.
Okay, I will definitely do so. I will definitely do so. Thank you for coming on, honey. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, and been a pleasure. You have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Bye. All right, guys. We're going to call it an evening. Y'all, this has been a good time. I like the after dark because I could drink and I could talk shit. But anyway, um, so I think next week we're going to get back to a little bit of the sex magic if y'all want to talk about that, or y'all give me a topic we could talk about after dark. Put some comments below, send me an email, do whatever you got to do, but let me know what we want to talk about after dark, okay? Because I pour me a glass of wine and I get to talking. All right, we can talk about anything after dark. I don't care. Also, just so y'all know, don't forget to go down into the description box and go on and click that link to register for the Unleash Your Divine retreat, virtual retreat I'm having at the end of June, June 26th and 27th. Y'all got plenty of time. I'm not trying to hear y'all talking about Lisa, I ain't got no money. Listen, the cost in of itself is a total of $333 for 2 days worth of teaching. We're talking about limiting beliefs. We're talking about psychic development. We're talking about astral travel and light languages and sacred geometry and all these things to help you unleash your divinity within yourself and your divine energy. And then I'm also creating a divine box. So it's going to have an orgone crystal sphere. It's going to have a crystal Merkaba for your seven chakras, crystal that you can use for meditation. It's also got a sacred geometry crystals. There's so much more in this box. It is another fabulous. I do my swag boxes good, honey. I do my divine boxes amazing. So you're gonna click in that link and register. You're gonna get another email that's gonna say pay here, and we've got it set up so you could do 1, 3, or 4 payments 1, 3, or 4 payments. There's no reason why you cannot do this, okay? So register today because I'm not sure exactly how many people we're going to have on it. All right? So go down there and do it. All right. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. All right, beloveds. We'll see you soon, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.